Hey YouTube, hi, my name is Mark, and this is Nixon Motorsports. If you're new to this channel, this is all about motorsports, from racing to exotic cars and much more. So today's video, it's a little different. Today's video, we're going to talk about race trailers, and I think you might find this of interest. Now, race trailers is for race cars, it's for exotic cars, you know, in general terms, anything that requires transport or moving of your vehicle, right? So let's get into the video, come on. So many of you who have race car trailers or thinking to purchase a race car trailer, this video might be of interest to you. So we're going to talk about the steps involved, at least what I'm doing to outfit my race trailer. So let me pan over here and show you this. This is a 30-foot tag trailer, or your typical tongue pull, not a gooseneck. 30-foot trailer, race trailer. I'll walk you through it here in a minute and show it to you. But I'm going to talk and show you the steps of what I will be doing to fit the trailer itself, outfit the trailer. Now, many of you have had trailers. I've had, gosh, this is probably number 10 or so over the years. And we all have our different preferences, our needs, and so on. So this, you know, pieces of this may apply, may not apply to you, of course, right? So I'll have a couple of videos on this. I think things that will be of interest to you are some of the unique things that I'm going to be doing, such as adding solar power to the race trailer. So I'll get into that in a lot more detail, but there's a handful of things. So let's walk through. Let me just show you the trailer first. Now, you can buy trailers that are outfitted already. Obviously, if you can find one that's used, you're going to have a lot of the bits and pieces already added to the trailer, right? This is a brand new trailer. It's got the basics with it. Again, this is a 28-footer. So the rear door folds down, that's very typical, and you'll have ramps so you can roll your vehicle up into the trailer itself. This is just a 2-axle. You can get them in 3-axle and so on. The different load capacity, or the load capacity between race trailers, it's not all the same, so I'll talk more about that in a minute. And as I just pan in here, it's a mess. But just walking in here through the trailer, you can see all kinds of garbage here on the floor. This is just a 7-foot tall ceiling, sorry. You have some LED lighting, your kind of conventional aluminum white walls. There's the rear door that folds down. You have fender wells here on the side that are relatively low profile. It does have a nice rubber flooring on it, which is nice. Spare tire just sitting there in the corner. And then I have a couple cabinets, not a lot, but a couple things. So that's the basics of this trailer. Pretty typical, not a lot in there, but anyway, there's that. Now it has just a manual jack here for the tongue. That's irritating, but that's what's in it at the moment. And as I pan to this side of the trailer, you can see what it looks like here. This is what they call a generator door. I'll be using it for another purpose, but that's the basic look of this trailer. So this video is not about selecting trailers, recommending certain trailers, that type of thing. It's not, but I do want to spend just a couple minutes on that, kind of just a lessons learned to a degree. And then why did I select this 28-footer that I have here behind me? So let's start with this first. So as many of you know, I've been racing since the beginning of time, quite a while, many years. I've had, again, I think this is trailer number 9, maybe 10, something like that. I started with a very small trailer when I was karting. I think it was a 12-foot long trailer, you know, single axle, little teeny thing. Before I knew it, I ran out of space. I needed to get a bigger trailer, so I upgraded, bought a slightly larger trailer, and so on and so on. So I started small that way and progressed over the years into, you know, a 70-foot long rig going down the road, you know, a 51-foot trailer stacker with multiple cars, you know, a big tractor towing rig and so on. So I've had everything in between. Here's why I'm mentioning that to you. And then why this 28 footer. So I can assure you, and many of you will probably be laughing, no matter how big of a trailer you have, your race trailer, there'll be a moment where you go, man, I sure wish I had another 5 feet, another 10 feet, whatever it is, more cabinets. At least I know I did that many times. And so when you're looking for a race trailer for your need, right? Go a little larger if you can, right? So let's talk about the smallest size I would recommend. I wouldn't go for a car transport. I wouldn't go any smaller than a 24 footer enclosed. But look, I get it. You know, many of you will have just a flatbed roll-on trailer that you'll throw your sports car, whatever that is, for local track transport, right? Look, I get that, and that's totally fine. Enclosed trailers, of course, have a benefit. Now, enclosed trailers, obvious, right? Your car, whatever you have inside the trailer, is protected from the elements. So whether that be, you know, wind, rain, whatever, sun. So it's out of the elements. It is more secure. You know, it keeps the eyes away from seeing what you have in it. And I mean, ultimately you're able to haul and store a lot more than you would be able to do in just a flatbed itself. But back to the size and length, I would not go any larger or smaller than a 24 footer. In fact, I would recommend a 28, 30 footer kind of as your go-to trailer for transport, because you will find whether it be toolboxes and spares and parts and pieces that you're going to need and want more space. So that's just my 2 cents. Now there are aluminum frame trailers and steel frame. Like this guy is just a steel frame trailer, which means the entire base of the trailer is steel. Advantage, they're cheaper. Disadvantage, they're heavier. And so you'll also want to think about not just the length of the trailer, what load carrying capability it has, right? So you need to think about that. Just because it's a dual axle does not mean that they're all the same. The tires themselves have a certain limit of weight that they can carry. The axles are designed to have a certain weight that they can carry. So whatever the weight is of your trailer, based on your load capability of your axles, that determines what amount of load you can carry in your race trailer itself. So keep all those things in mind, okay? You know, last point on race trailers, when you think about, you know, whatever trailer you're going to purchase, upgrade to, and so on, it's not just the trailer itself. You're going to need a tow rig, right? So keep that in mind. Now, I've successfully towed around the country a 44 footer gooseneck trailer loaded to the hilt. It was a triple axle. I think it was an 11 or 12 foot tall observation deck, on and on and on. With it and fully loaded trailer, I was able to tow that very well with a new Ram Dodge 1-ton pickup truck. Now you want to go diesel. That was the 6.7, the new larger diesel engines. 1-ton dually, so 2 tires in the rear of the truck itself. If you have that with air suspension on that truck from a towing rig, you can tow. Like I said, I towed 44 footer heavy all over the country with 0 issues. Now, if you're smaller than that, you know, for an example, like my current truck here, this is just a 3/4 ton Ram. Now it's lifted, it's got a gasoline engine in it, it's not diesel. It's okay. I wouldn't use it personally to tow any sort of semi-heavy load around the country, but for this little 28 footer, you know, within maybe a 500 or 1,000 mile radius, no big deal. It works quite well. So that's just, again, my observation and experience. You need to think about that. It's not just the trailer, it's the rig you have to be able to pull the trailer that you need to think about. All right, so as we have this brand new trailer, let me talk about some of the things that I'm going to be doing to the trailer that you most likely will do. And I'll have some follow-on videos just on a couple topics on install, right? So as I walk in here, so this will be for one race car, of course. What am I going to do? Well, I have a lot of tires, so I will be mounting tire racks in here to get them off the ground, to give me more storage space. So that's one thing. Pretty common, a lot of people do that. I'll be putting E-track down on the flooring and some on the walls. And E-track is a pretty common way to have movable eyelets or hoops, right, for strapping down items. I have a couple shelving pieces that I'll put in here. I have a spare tire I need to figure out. You know, kind of normal basic stuff to optimize space. So those are the common things, but I'll show you the steps on that as well in following videos. Now, the other two things that you may or may not find of interest, one, I'm going to be putting carpet on the walls here instead of keeping the nice white aluminum panels visible. Now, why am I going to do that? Well, if you do not cover those walls, no matter how careful you are, I can assure you over time, they're going to get dinged up, scratched, they're going to look like crap, right? So the nice black, low profile, you know, kind of a matte carpet against that wall will keep it looking actually quite nice for many, many years to come, right? So anyway, I'll show you a video of what I'm doing on that in addition to mounting all these other pieces. Now, the other thing I'm going to be doing, again, there'll be a video on this specifically. This trailer, I'm going to be putting solar power in it. Now, you might wonder, what the heck are you doing and why would you want to do that? So let me talk about that first. Again, this video is not going to be the install. I'll show you the steps when I get into that. So every trailer has power to a degree. Like right this minute, you can see these LED lights are on and so on. And you see up here, this small breaker box for the trailer. Pretty common. If I open up this one cabinet here, you can see up there, see that white thing with the black? That's a 12-volt lead acid battery. Great. So why am I putting solar power in this trailer? Let's talk about that. What's the use case? So I want to have continuous power in this vehicle. The first reason is for security. So I will be putting a cell-based security system in here that is monitored, and it allows me to have some level of assurance that the vehicle is safe and protected. You need to have power to be able to do that. So the solar inverter-based power system that I'll be putting in here will help accomplish that. The second reason is I don't want to have to rely on that little silly 12-volt battery that when you keep your trailer parked for some period of time, there's no charge to it. It slowly becomes a problem. Next thing you know, you go to hook up and move somewhere and you can't even raise your vehicle, that type of thing. So that's the other reason. The last kind of combined reason is I want to put Wi-Fi, so internet in the trailer. And having that allows me to keep another level of connectivity into the trailer at all times. And quite honestly, when I roll around to different parts of the country, I know that I always have power in the trailer. I can turn on lights, I can do basic things, and not really have to worry about it. So those are the primary reasons for the solar system. So I'll be installing these very thin, low profile solar panels on the roof, and these are 200-watt panels. I'm just going to do 2 initially, and I can and probably will add a few more as I get into it. And again, it's a inverter-based system, right? So I'll be using this Vetron, if I can say it, energy inverter. It's a 1200-watt inverter. It will have a solar charge controller, all those bits and pieces. So if you've never done solar before, you might find this of interest, but it will provide 120 volts to the trailer, and it will charge constantly whenever there's sunlight and so on. So that might be of interest to you. And again, I'll show you the steps as I do that for this, this trailer. All right, so outfitting your trailer, right? Whether you buy one like this that's got all the basics to it, or you buy one that's used and you want to do some retrofitting yourself, maybe some pieces of what I'll be showing you here in the next couple of videos will be of use for you, okay? Now, if you have any questions, you know, send your comments over. I'll get back to you as quick as I can. But that's it for this video, pretty short. And hey, you know, if you haven't subscribed, consider doing so, will you? I would really appreciate that. And again, I have a bunch of videos queued up. Stay tuned. You know, the best way to do that is subscribe, and you'll see what comes out when I release videos, okay? That's it for now. I appreciate you watching. Until next time, ciao.